Regional. We welcome Bethune-Cookman. Coach, if we could take an opening statement from you and then open it up for questions.
I mean, first of all, what an unbelievable experience for each and every one of our student athletes, and just trying to shed a positive light over here at Bethune-Cookman University by the way of the baseball program, and so proud of our guys. A lot of people have counted us out, and I think that we showed that we're able to compete with the big guys. So hats off to Florida State. They took care of some of the mistakes that we had today. They took full advantage of it. So looking forward to our guys just laying it out tomorrow. And I can't say enough of the performance of sophomore right-handed pitcher Joel Code today. After the break, right? Maybe a lot of people thought that he wasn't going to come out, and he convinced us to stay in it today, and he did more than what we had expected him to do, especially coming off a long delay. So proud of our guys. We competed, and just looking forward to another opportunity tomorrow.
Open up the questions, please.
Coach, 8 hits, you guys competed, and there was a delay. Just talk a little bit about the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I think Florida State, their pitching pretty much, kept us in check, right? I think that the 8 hits that we had that were scattered through the 9 innings, we just couldn't come up with a big base hit, with runners in scoring position. We're a team that slugs, our numbers say so. We hit a lot of doubles, home runs, and, they did a really good job of keeping us in the ballpark today. So, again, just looking forward to having an opportunity to compete tomorrow, and just proud of the grit and the resiliences of our guys. And even after, that break that we had of an hour or 2 hour delay, they still were ready to go. They were loose, and we've got something to prove. So again, just very proud of the performance of our guys. Although we did come up with a loss, I think that we opened up a lot of eyes that the Southwestern Athletic Conference is being represented by a really good baseball program.
Next question, please.
What were the conversations, I guess, between you and Joel? Joel, were you telling your coach, I guess, coming out of the 6th, coming out of the 7th?
I just coached every time. They just kept going. Every time the game got delayed to see how I was feeling. If I wanted to stay in or they were going to take me out, I just said, just let me. I just want to give this team best chance we can to win a ball game. And after all the delay, I just try to always keep us in game and do always my best.
Next question.
Irvin, what do you think you guys showed the rest of the country today in terms of the way you guys played?
I mean, like Coach said, we opened a lot of eyes today. Extremely proud of the team. Unfortunately, we didn't come out with the victory, but we learned from it, and we just gotta keep going and get ready for next game.
So it's not like you guys were overwhelmed offensively by their arms out of the bullpen, but do you guys see a lot of arms like that? I'm talking about like 94, the first kid was throwing 99. How did you think you guys adjusted to that kind of velocity?
I think we adjusted well. I didn't feel we were overmatched today, but that goes back to the body of work of our, season schedule. When the coaches sit down and we put together a schedule, we want to play the Florida States, the Miami, the Floridas, the big schools, because we know that if we have an opportunity to win a conference championship, we're going to go historically, right, to 3 regional sites, and that's Miami, Florida, Florida State, and all 3 teams, and just like baseball in Florida is really good. So I didn't feel that we were overwhelmed. I think this is the most loosest that our guys have been leading up to this regional. And when the regional, before it started, we were already counted out, so we had a lot of belief in that dugout, and I think that we played a quality baseball game outside of maybe 2 or 3 mistakes. I couldn't be prouder of our student athletes and the guys that are, wearing the Bethune-Cookman baseball jersey across their chest.
Coach, quick turnaround, another opportunity. Now you got to win. But just talk a little bit about, again, tomorrow's a new day. It's always good to have an opportunity to play.
Absolutely. An opportunity knocks, you got to open up that door and run through it. This is a team that has faced adversity before. We have, over 20-something come from behind wins. So, facing adversity is nothing new to our baseball program and the student athletes that we have representing our baseball program. So again, nothing's going to change. We're not going to change our brand of baseball. There's no panic in that dugout. Even today in the 7th inning, our motto is try and win the back third. And we had opportunities. We had guys on, and we just couldn't cash in today. But we learned from that, right? You don't lose the lesson. And you just compete, and then good things will come your way. But at the end of the day, just outstanding job, from our guys, and hopefully we shed a positive light at for Bethune-Cookman University and the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Coach, when you go up against an offense that aggressive and they're looking to do damage first 2-3 pitches, how do you have to counteract that? And it looked like Joel did a great job after he settled back in after the delay of being able to pitch in the backwards especially?
I think leading up to this game, knowing how that offense, can be aggressive at times, Coda has an exceptional feel for the changeup, and I think that's where, we neutralized them a little bit, right? I mean, outside the cutter to Miles Bay for, the home run, he did a really good job of just keeping him off balance. I think that as the game went on, Coda had an opportunity, or he showed more command to his fastball, and then that set up the secondary pitches. So, an offense like that, there's a reason why they're in the 9th national seed. There's no reason why Florida State should not get the Omaha, right? They've done it, and Coach Jarrett does a phenomenal job with the program here, upholding the tradition of what is Florida State baseball. And I mean, I'm just so excited for our guys to have this opportunity at hand. And again, I think that was the best matchup for us, even after the delay, with Coda's secondary pitches. Again, 119 pitches coming off a delay. I couldn't ask for a better performance from this young man right here.
Everybody else set? Gentlemen, thank you very much.